What is good, YouTube? It's your boy OG Nonboy back with another video, and I've been losing a lot of elo lately trying to make some not so sound teams work for a video, but um, yeah, we've lost quite a lot of elo, so I decided to run a team featured on the SRL Leads channel, which seemed pretty strong to hopefully gain some elo back. So this team consists of the Dupiter, the Seal, and the SKRELP in the back. So without further ado here, let's get into these matches. So first match, we got the Dupiter lead into Seal. So how you kind of want to play this matchup out is you Bubble Beam first, and then it makes their lick damage do 1 damage instead of 2, and a commenter on a previous video of mine actually kind of put me on how to play this. So now we're just going to go for Mirror Coats, but they're going to go for the Icy Winds instead of the Aqua Jets, or not the Aqua Jets, the Aqua Tails. So they actually might end up winning this matchup. Like, it really depends on how your opponent decides to play. Maybe I could keep throwing the bubble beams as well, but I'm just gonna go straight for the mirror coat. A lot of times when you see this team like with a Seal in the lead, you're going to see a Dupiter and a fire type in the back, or you're gonna see double Razor Leaf. So if you see double Razor Leaf, you basically lose the match just because you have 2 water types in the back, right? And you're gonna get shredded. But in the event that it is Dupiter and the fire type in the back, like, you're still in a solid position even if you don't win the lead matchup, because they're not going to bring their fire type into your Seal. So now they bring the Dupiter in, and we don't even have to win this matchup necessarily. Like, we just have to get it out of the way more or less, and then our SKRELP should be able to sweep the back. So again, we're gonna have to play out this tedious matchup. So they go for Bubble Beam here, and ironically enough, the opponent actually ends up winning this matchup here, even though, like, we lost as the Dupiter in the lead against the Seal. Like, they're gonna beat me here, even though I'm going straight Icy Wind just like they did. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't even know how that happened, to be honest. Oh, it could be IV diff, because my Seal's IVs aren't the greatest. Like, it's ranked like 400 something. So they're gonna bring, or I'm gonna bring the SKRELP in, and they hit me with the Bubble Beam, but it doesn't really matter. It actually looks a little dicey here just because the Embers are doing so much damage, but I'm just going to commit to the full farm down here, and we should be in an okay spot. Even with the buff damage, we're going to be able to farm them all the way down. So if I tried to throw moves there, it probably would have been pretty bad, as they would be sneaking in a little bit of extra energy. So next match here, we have the Oddish into our Dupiter, and they catch on the Vulpix. So I'm already thinking here that it's going to be double fire, which is pretty good for our team. And I'm anticipating the second fire is going to be the Slugma, actually, but for some reason I bring in my SKRELP, which isn't really ideal just because we're going to get it farmed down by the Oddish here. And I mean, it's whatever, I guess, just because, like, it doesn't it doesn't matter too much how we play this, because, like, double water is going to beat the double fire naturally, especially when our lead Pokemon can handle the Razor Leafer alright. So they actually, like, our switch clocks are desynced, so they're able to swap into their Slugma, but it doesn't really matter since actually the Seal can farm a Slugma all the way down while only having to shield once. Like, they won't be able to make it to 2 moves, so I'm still going to throw this Aqua Tail here just to get the final shield. And yeah, I'm going to farm them all the way down, and then I'm going to have energy ready for the Oddish in the back here. So still probably could have just farmed everything down, but felt a little bit safer this way, since I think we would have been pretty low in the end there if we hadn't done that. So next match, we have Dupiter into Oddish again. So again, anticipating double fire. So they actually bring the Slugma in, and this is why Yasser Elite actually created this team in the first place. He calls it the Slugma killer team or something like that, but we're able to farm down a Slugma before they get to a move. So now I'm going to throw the Aqua Tail here just because I think I'm going to be able to make it to 2 Aqua Tails, but actually end up not being able to do that. And now we're just going to bring our Dupiter back in, stay in this matchup here, take out the Oddish, and our Seal should have a good time against whatever fire type is in the back. So Well, that's what I'm anticipating anyway, so let's see if I end up being correct here. And it does end up being a Litwick, so the opponent realizes it's over and they concede the match. Next match here, we have a Dewpider into Vulpix, and the Vulpix actually beats the Dewpider. I don't know about the Shadow Vulpix, but the regular one does in the 2-2 shield. So I like to shield the first one just because the first Weather Ball is going to be doing a lot of damage, and they swap into their Seal here, so I don't really care about maintaining Switch, to be honest, since like we don't really need to maintain Switch since all three, like our two back Pokemon actually do very well against the Vulpix here. So I chip it down, I bank a Bubble Beam, and then I swap into my Seal here. So kind of a wonky way of playing this. Like I probably could have just either stayed in or swapped out a little bit earlier after debuffing them once, but we're shield down now, so not too inclined on shielding anything, but we should be able to leave this matchup with some loaded energy here. And let's see what the opponent decides to bring in. So they bring back in the Vulpix, and I'm going to throw this Aqua Tail here, which likely will draw a shield, and hopefully I'm able to make them throw energy here, and they do, right as we get to our Aqua Tail. And we have a Bubble Beam stored on our Dewpider here, so I might come in with that and throw the Bubble Beam immediately. That's what I end up doing, so if they shield this, I might swap out into my SKRELP here. So I guess past me was on the same wavelength as current me, and they're going to, this is a body slam here, I'm pretty sure, like I think it's 5 to get to the Mud Bomb, but I wasn't really counting too carefully, and I throw this Aqua Tail, but thankfully I think we should be able to farm them down before they reach a Mud Bomb. And now we should be able to take care of this Vulpix here too. So they're going to take us out here with a Body Slam, but our Dewpider is still relatively healthy, so we should be able to farm them down no problem. So next match here, we have the Dewpider into Vulpix again, and probably going to play it out the same way, where I shield the first move, just because if they stay in the long term, like the first Body Slam is going to be doing the most damage, but honestly, there is also a case to be made, like I shouldn't even be staying in here. I should swap into the Seal right away to draw out a potential like grass type in the back, but they actually bring in their own Seal, so kind of an uncomfortable position since they can definitely win switch back here, especially since they're up a shield. And this is like an even matchup, right? And we came in with our Dewpider, or not our Dewpider, our Seal first, so we took a couple extra quick attack damage, but we are ahead on energy, so we should outpace them to the moves. But they just have to shield once, and then we're basically even shields, and they can win the matchup here. So not that I really mind too much, just because our Dewpider can do okay against the Vulpix, and the SKRELP can also as well. But let's see how this plays out here. I'm going to start going for Aqua Tails just because they do like a little bit more damage, I believe, and we're able to get them quicker, but they actually catch on a Spheal here. So I don't really have an answer to this, which is kind of unfortunate. So I'm just going to come back in here with the Dewpider here. Again, I'm going to commit the shield just because we're kind of locked in this matchup, right? So we're going to have to tank these Body Slams at some point anyways. And I'm going to shield the first one just because it does the most damage since it's the non-debuffed one. But not a comfortable position to be in here. They still have both their shields, and they're likely going to start shielding now. Even though this is just a Bubble Beam, like, because they have to shield something, right? But they actually don't. And then they swap into the Vulpix to snipe the Dewpider down. And now it's kind of up to SKRELP to just farm everything down here. So able to farm them down before they get to a move, which makes me a little bit hopeful here. But as you're going to see, they have a move stored on their Seal. And I was anticipating this, but I was a little bit slow on swapping into my Seal to catch the move. And I sniped them down, which is kind of unnecessary. And then they're going to be able to reach a Body Slam here on the Celio, I think this is, or this Spheal. It's my bad. I don't even know my Pokemon, but Definitely could have won that if I caught the move, and kind of an interesting team by the opponent there as well that I haven't seen before, so props to them. But overall, able to go 4-1 with this team, gain a little bit of elo back, and yeah, definitely a solid team if you want to check it out. And check out Yasser Elite's video on this team. I'll have that linked in the description below, so if you want to learn how to play this team a little bit better as well. So that's all for today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and also you can submit your battles in the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.